I'm scared. TikTok might be getting deleted, y'all.
The idea of a TikTok ban in the United States has been around for a while, but it really gained traction during the Trump presidency. The relationship between US and China has been worsening, and some say TikTok is a casualty of these geopolitical tensions. In March 2024, the House of Representatives introduced this bill which could potentially lead to TikTok being banned from the US. But here's the thing, the US government doesn't actually want to ban TikTok despite everything they say about it being a way for China to surveil the US government. Instead, their true intentions are entirely different, which surprised me. What's up guys, this is AK and TikTok may soon be banned from the US. Let's take a deeper look into this and unpack the government's intentions regarding TikTok.
Bro, they're gonna ban TikTok! They've been doing that. The House passed it?
So let's first talk about the increasing tensions between US and China. Of course, if you have absolutely no interest in knowing the geopolitical context behind it, you can skip to the timing shown on the screen, but this just gives an all-rounded view of the situation. The concerns that the US has regarding China mainly falls into three categories: economic, strategic, and digital. Under economic, there's the trade war which happened in the late 2010s which caused both sides to impose taxes on imports. Another thing to take note is China's increasing technological prowess, which could cause the US to lose market share and could shift the world's dependency from US's technologies to China's technologies. Under strategic, there's China's increasing presence in the seas, which threatens the US's freedom to navigate. There's also Taiwan, which China claims to be part of the mainland, whereas the US is helping Taiwan fight back against China, thus increasing tensions. Lastly, under digital, there's cyber espionage. The US has on many occasions claimed cyber attack and malware from China to be state-sponsored. It claims that China is trying to gain intel about US's weaponry, governance, among other things. So all of this has led to increasing tensions between US and China. So I hope that gives a good background as to what is happening between US and China. Now let's zoom into TikTok. So earlier we talked about cyber attacks which the US attributes to China. The US government believes that TikTok is being used as a way to collect data about Americans and is being used to manipulate them, such as during elections. Some also believe that it's used as a way to capture passwords and credit card information. TikTok, in case you were unaware, is owned by ByteDance. The US government believes that this company is controlled by the Chinese government and is used as a way to collect all the sensitive data that I mentioned earlier, let alone the addictive nature of this app. As of January 2024, TikTok had 150 million users in the US, which is like half of the US population. So if what the government claims is correct, there could be widespread repercussions economically, politically, and socially. As a result, this bill was introduced. Honestly, it's not that long if you want to read it, so I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Of course, as regular people, we don't have the kind of insight that these lawmakers have, but for the sake of a balanced argument, I like to bring up a few things. Number one, there has never been any documented evidence of China attempting a mass manipulation, not just in the US, but in any country. Second, TikTok isn't the only app that collects data. All social media apps do. Thirdly, if there's any foul play involved, Apple will know it because they scan everything that goes through the App Store. But again, I've made an entire video on how Apple privacy is a lie, which if you want to check out, link will be in the description below. So if you read the articles and reports closely, you'll realize that the US doesn't actually want to ban TikTok. Yes, it causes addiction, but the US government won't ban something just because it's addictive. Instead, they use the word divest, which means ByteDance has to give up control of TikTok in the US. The US government only wants control over the app, so it can't be used as a way to collect data and feed propaganda. It's almost like China saying we'll allow Instagram to operate in China, but you'll have to give the control to us. Will Zuckerberg agree to that? So as of right now, ByteDance has 6 months to hand over control of TikTok to the US. But what will happen if it actually gets banned? The first and most obvious consequence would be the loss of income for creators.
All that work and what did it give me?
TikTok is a marketplace for creators and businesses to make money. Out of its large user base, 7 million are businesses that use TikTok to earn money. If TikTok gets banned, they'll have to find a new audience on other platforms such as YouTube.
I quit my job to be a full-time influencer on TikTok. TikTok banned?
TikTok is fundamental in helping them reach the masses, so a ban will definitely be devastating. The second thing that comes to mind is one platform less to talk about societal problems. TikTok has a diverse user base, so there are naturally many voices from all over the world. It makes a great tool to talk about social, mental, or political issues. Of course, banning it doesn't mean these conversations can't happen, but it's just one of the most highly used apps. But it's also important to take note that TikTok is a breeding ground for misinformation. Complex information is packaged into short, attention-grabbing videos, which has a few problems. One, not all the facts are clearly explained because of the time limit, so it's difficult to give an all-rounded view in most situations. Two, because these videos are about grabbing attention, naturally the more popular opinion wins. So even if something isn't factually correct, it spreads faster and people believe it more. For example, and I'm not taking sides, it was reported that on TikTok, the support for pro-Palestinian content was significantly higher than for pro-Israel voices. A lot of misleading content on the platform just downplayed the effects on Israel. Another instance is in 2020 and 2021 when people were questioning the side effects of vaccines. There were things like vaccines can alter your DNA or there are tracking devices inside. Yep, I'm getting cancelled after this video. The question that I have in mind is that the US can buy the app, but can it buy the algorithm? The algorithm is what makes TikTok so popular and addictive. Without the algorithm, will it be the same app? And if the US does go through with this ban, this will be the first time they've done anything like it. So what do you think of this situation and what do you think will be the outcome? Let me know in the comments below. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure to check out my other videos. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.